द मैन, अ लेगेसी, अ ब्रांड। आज हमारे साथ आवाज की दुनिया के वन ऑफ द लेजेंडरी पर्सनालिटीज शेरदिल पर मौजूद है। इंटरेस्टिंगली, कोइंसिडेंटली वी वर्क टुगेदर और आज इनके बारे में आपको बहुत कुछ जानने को मिलेगा। द मैन हु नीड्स नो इंट्रोडक्शन,
शेरदिल विद स्मृति।
ओके जिमी, शुरू से शुरू करते हैं। सो आई हैव हर्ड अ लॉट अबाउट यू। आपसे नहीं, पूरी दुनिया से सुना है हमने, लेकिन आज आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कि आपके लिए ये करियर एज अ डीजे, आरजे, हाउ डिड इट ऑल स्टार्ट?
To be very honest, it was a mistake. It was by mistake, I would say. And I still remember, I used to go to the Calcutta Swimming Club on Saturday nights to enjoy the music when I just finished my class 10. And suddenly, ek raat ko, one night, the DJ had a bit too much. You know what I mean by too much. And while DJing, he fell asleep. Music band ho gaya, so there was this amazing lady committee member. You know, she was really go-getting. And she called me and said, Jimmy, come here. I said, yeah. She said, yaar, ek kaam kar, next Saturday you start DJing. So I said, but I got no idea about DJing. She said, you like music, no? You love music. I said, yeah. So you please start DJing from next Saturday. So I said, okay. And there I go next Saturday, my world of music, 6 audio cassettes. At the club, there was a Cosmic amplifier, a Cosmic cassette deck, and 4 speakers. And I had no idea about DJing. And that's how it kind of took off.
Wow, that is now some story that I'm sure a lot of people will not know, और आज के बाद they will also know. Alright, sir. So, आपकी आवाज, उफ, सरताज. Tell us that how do you take care of your voice? Please give us some tips.
To be very honest, I have never thought about it. I chill out, I don't really take care of it. I have ice cream, cold water. Never really thought about it, you know, gargle karna chahiye, honey lena chahiye. Never. Till date, I've never really done anything for my voice. Yeah, sometimes sore throat ho jata hai. But there's no mantra कि ऐसा करना चाहिए, कि ऐसा करना चाहिए. I've just let it be as it is. And I've eaten, I've had my cold drinks, I've had ice cream, whenever and how I want to have it. भाई ऊपर वाला दिया है, तो भाई वैसे ही चल रहा है.
That's amazing. Let's talk about that time when you actually started the radio jockeying work.
Okay, it goes back. I remember initially I was given a call when I was teaching at the Incognito कि by the way we are planning to start a radio station. We'd like you to join us as an RJ. So I had no idea about radio. So I said, I mean, I've never done radio. I have no idea about radio. So the person said, it's okay. You got a good voice, you know. You talk well, so we'd love to have you on radio. So that time I said something ki, okay, let radio start and then get in touch. I still remember, you know, it was 26th of July. And that was my first radio show. And we were broadcasting from the studios of All India Radio. So I went in and never come to a studio, never had any idea, bhai kya, kaise, kya karna hai. So they told me, Jimmy, 7 o'clock is your show called Time Out, and that'll be the first show by a private FM channel to start in Calcutta. And that time there was one frequency, and various companies had 2 hours in that same frequency. So I went about it, I reached about 5:30, you know, into All India Radio, and I was waiting anxiously. Then I went into the studio. There was this engineer from Delhi. So I said, क्या करना है मुझे? कुछ नहीं करना, आप माइक का स्लाइडर उठा के बोलिए. So I said, very good. It sounds very easy. Then I waited. The top of the hour came. Yeah, oh, whatever. And then I just said 2 words. I don't know. I said, good morning. और मैंने कुछ बोला, 2 शब्द बोला. I didn't realize my voice was so powerful. The VU meters of the mixer went to the red. The mixer tripped. The transmission tripped. Can you believe it? Overloaded. And for 1 minute, I was off air on my first ever radio broadcast after 2 words. That's how I started my radio career. So, I mean, बहुत कुछ होता है. And I'm happy because over 40 years in DJing and about nearly 30 years in radio, I think for guys like us, it's always been learning. You know, and we've learned the tough way, and I'm happy for that. Because today, I think a time, any situation comes our way, we are able to handle it. We've started off from playing records, audio cassettes, CDs had just come out that time. So I think it's been a lovely journey which is still carrying on.
Beautiful, and I think that वो जो दो शब्द that you spoke and उसके बाद this never ending journey should always continue. So many words on air, and ये जो आपकी आवाज़ के जादू से you really captivate so many audience, people who are listening to you, they become your fans to a level that they want to be with you, they want to marry you, especially now talking about the naughty thing, that is the female attention that you get. And please,
one second.
Jimmy, we all know the city of joy, Kolkata knows that कि दीवानी है लड़कियां आपके आवाज के लिए.
एक काम करो यार, please introduce me to them. I'm not aware of anyone. You seem to be knowing more than me in this, so I mean, you introduce me. I would love to see, as they say, the folks who are divani and divana, whatever, whichever way. So introduce करना मुझे यार.
No, I'll tell you one thing. Today I want to document this story which I've told you in the past also. So listening to your voice, कहीं ना कहीं I also came all the way from Jamshedpur to Kolkata.
But you used to listen to me in Jamshedpur?
Yes.
Okay,
it was a
nice.
hillock जहाँ पे गर्मियों के दिन पे रेडियो आया करता था and used to do the show.
So you also caught me on radio by mistake?
Yes, I was just tuning. Correct. And that's how we got introduced to your magical voice.
Wow.
And look, today I'm sitting with you. The world, the universe really.
You're rocking.
You are rocking. So thank you, SHERDIL. Okay, so I'm sure the women who are listening to us right now, आपके पास और भी reasons है to dial him, and you know the number very well.
Studio number.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Jimmy, you've always believed in making people smile and bring them together, the closeness, the warmth. कितनी बार तो ऐसा होता होगा moment when you are alone and you are sad, you're thinking about something. Jimmy, have you ever cried?
See, I'll tell you, I mean, human beings are emotional, irrespective. You can always not say that you're always jumping, happy, go-getting. Hota hai. Moments happen, stories happen, things happen which makes you feel a little down. Yes, there are various occasions, I still remember one of the occasions when a gentleman came over to the office, wanted to meet me, and his son had leukemia. And when he came in front of me talking about, his son and how he needed the help and the support, etc., I had tears in my eyes, because it really moved me. And there are moments, I was feeling a little down when I lost my father due to COVID. And there are moments, I think, if you're a human being, you will be emotional. You will feel down. Life is like a bar graph. Sometimes it's up and happy and enjoyable. Next moment it could be down, feeling a little low. But even if you're feeling low and if you're feeling down, I think it's time to understand and move on in life, because there's so much more you can do and so much more you can create. So I feel there are ups, there are downs, there are great moments, there are down moments, and that's what life is all about.
How do you make yourself smile, or how do you cope up with the tough times?
See, to be very honest, I'm so busy into work that I don't have time to think. But yes, I strongly believe tough times, I think you should be more aggressive, more go-getting. 5 figures are never the same. So at the end of the day, my mantra is that be positive, love what you do what you love, and move ahead in life no matter what. And remember, life is not easy. It's how easy you make it. So, you may get all the support, you may get all the help, you may get all the advice, but ultimately it is you who has to make a difference in your life. So I think it's like a football player. When a football player plays football and he slips and falls, he doesn't lie on the ground. He doesn't lie on the field. He gets up immediately and charges. And that's what life is all about. And I think that's the way it should be.
Absolutely. I think this is what Jimmy is all about, filled with energy. And this is how he copes up with all the situation, even when we are around. So thank you for that. Okay, now let's talk about some of the best memories of your life.
If you talk about radio and if you talk about DJing, there's a lot of it. If you talk about young days, I remember those were the days, my friends, playing football in the mud, riding a cycle to school, chapakal ka pani pina, and barish mein bhing ke daudna, and not worried whether we washed hands or not washed hands, and eating all the junk food possible and still be go-getting and healthy. There are so many instances. I remember when I was DJing, it was the 31st night, 5 to 12 in the night, and suddenly, it's the countdown, people are ready to bring in New Year, and suddenly, poof, smoke comes out and one of the amplifiers blow up. Suddenly everything is absolutely quiet. That was about 5 or 6 minutes to 12. everybody's looking at me and I'm looking at them. So luckily something happened. I just took the sense. I took the wires from the amp which had blown up and put it in parallel with the other amp, and exactly 1.5 minutes before 12 the music started and the raw started. So my heart was in my mouth or my mouth was in my heart, I still don't remember, but I was tense. But luckily, while I was doing that, a lot of people came and helped me, and we actually brought in New Year 2 minutes before, in the sense that, so that was one of the young moments of mine which I was then. Second, of course, when I was first time I spoke on the mic in Calgary Sumikla when I was DJing, the nights were doing very well. They bought in a great system, and I said, yaar, I used to hear a lot of radio and I used to see hear these guys talking. I said, if these guys can talk, I can also talk. So I remember mic aa gaya, sab kuch aa gaya. I was ready to talk. That day it was a make-win ball. I was so nervous. I played the wrong song. I announced another number, and in the process the mic slipped and fell off of my hand before I could even talk properly. So that's how I started talking. And of course, beautiful moments about I remember on my show I've got 38 unknown couples proposing to each other. 33 of them are married and 3 of them engaged to get married. So many beautiful incidents of people coming together, people making difference in their lives, and this is all true interaction happening on the show. So literally, if I had to share memorable moments, I think I have to write 2 books.
That's right.
So there's a lot of it, and it's still carrying on, and I think life should go on the way it's going on.
So if you actually write a book, what would be the name, the title of the book?
Direct Dil Se.
Perfect.
And honestly, it'll come Direct Dil Se because it'll be talking about all that I've gone through on radio, in terms of short stories, in terms of interactions, in terms of live interactions, in terms of what this beautiful city of joy coming together can do and make a difference individually, as people, as a city, and there's so much to talk about.
Jimmy, did you ever have a crush on anyone? Please be honest. We don't want any politically correct answer.
No. In my podcast, my first ever podcast, I said, if you have something in your heart, speak it out. I did have a crush in my school days, and it carried on for some time. And then I was very shy. I never used to look at anyone. I used to put my head down and walk. So ultimately, I couldn't say it. And I lost out. So that's the way it is. So I always tell people, yaar, jo dil mein rehta hai, jo mind mein rehta hai, bol do. Maximum kya, you'll know where you stand and how you stand. Or you'll know what the other person will have a clarity. But I think I was too shy. I was too tense, kaise bole, kya bole. So I did not, I was a very good friend. I used to do all the cutest things possible, to kind of say, I like you. But, I couldn't say it. So kya hota na, train miss ho gaya, to miss ho gaya, theek hai, life goes on. That's the way it is.
Okay, something that you have never spoken about, a secret of Jimmy's life. Aaj, for the very first time on this podcast, let's reveal.
Secret.
I mean, so many fans of yours who are listening to us.
I'm a very open book. There's no secret. I'm very blunt, straight off the face now, very unlike when I was in school. If I have something in my mind, no heart, I say it and speak it. Many times, because of my bluntness, people don't appreciate me. And many times, people for my bluntness appreciate me. At least they know, yaar, ye jo bol raha hai, सीधा मुंह पे बोल रहा है, पीछे से कुछ नहीं बोल रहा है. So I don't think there's any secret, but
something about you, something that you like, anything, a guilty pleasure, anything.
I think after college I was a very naughty boy. Now naughty doesn't mean naughty. It means I used to do martial arts. I used to be on high-speed bikes. I used to love, in college and outside college, taking people for a nice ride at high speed on the bike.
You mean girls?
No, everybody. And I remember those days of foreign bikes. Those days, I'm talking about in the 80s, foreign bikes with disc brakes and radiators. So always when I used to brake, the back wheel used to go up, And I think I used to live dangerously those days, High-speed bikes, martial arts, music, DJ as it just started. So there's never really a secret. But yes, I appreciate beauty. And I'm very clear about it. If I find someone standing who's really looking beautiful, I would actually go up and say, hi, I'm Jimmy, and I just wanted to tell you something. I think you're really outstanding and you really look beautiful. I think it's better to say it the way I want to say it than try to look from the side and ogle away, and I don't like doing that. Bolna bolo, nahi bolna, jaise bolta na napo apne aap ko. So I think there's nothing secretive about me. People know me for what I am. Very, very straightforward. Of course, when you're in showbiz, when you're a DJ, when you're a RJ, when you're on radio, when you're emceeing, People love talking about you. Some talk good, some talk bad. People like talking behind your back also. People like saying a lot of things. You know, I always tell showbiz people, whether people say good things or bad things, people will say things. So move on in life. Appreciate the good things and ignore the bad things, because, you know, people will say, whether even if you don't want them to say. I've had my part and share of these things, same things also. You know, people have said such things about me. I was also surprised, yaar, kab hua, kahan hua, kaise hua. So it happens. So don't have to feel down or dejected. Yaar, kya ho raha hai? Kyun bol rahe hai? Arre, bolne do na. Go ahead. You know what you are and you know what you're doing. Believe in yourself and just move ahead in life, and that's what life is all about.
क्या बात है, that's Jimmy for you. I think a lot of life lessons we have got. I mean, we don't even need that. What is that life secret book? आप notes लेते हैं, but today from this podcast we're definitely taking a lot of notes and we're going to follow that. But Jimmy, you use a lot of fun words at workplace. We want you to wrap the session using those fun words.
Fun words.
Yeah.
बहुत कुछ होते रहता है, you know. So, you know, typical fun words. I started off with radio. I still remember that goes back nearly 30 years ago. The word which I still use sometimes, and it suddenly came about, CCRAZY. And every line used to say, you know, and I remember those days, I had this very bad habit, you know, this word well. You know, well, सब जैसे start करता था. I said, God, this is pathetic, you know. How I used to teach myself. I used to go to broadcast in All India Radio studios, and I used to have a tune one in the house. So the tune one, I used to set it for that 7 a.m. in the morning, and it used to automatically start recording, and it should be auto reverse. So 1 hour of the show used to be recorded, and when I used to go back home, I used to listen to the cassette and saying, oh God, I'm sounding so pathetic, so bad, this is not me. And that's how, you know, I said, okay, you know, you need to hear yourself. Otherwise you think, yaar, main to the ultimate hu. You hear yourself, then you'll realize how good, how bad, where you need to improve, what you need to do. And remember, one thing is, today also, nearly 30 years of radio, I'm still learning and I'm enjoying it.
Fabulous. I think that is life all about. When you are with Jimmy, you should be enjoying your life to the fullest. Absolutely. We are not here to tell you इसके पहले हम क्या बोलते हैं. I mean, Jimmy क्या बोलते हैं वो मैं बाद में बता दूंगी आपको. फिलहाल के लिए Jimmy, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here with
Such
us
a pleasure,
on
always.
SHERDIL. You are a true SHERDIL, Jimmy.
Oh, SHERDIL. I want to ask you a question. Then when you interview all the Shernis, they become Sherni Dil.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy is all about. Thank you so much for
Thank you
listening
so
to us.
much. It was such a pleasure speaking to you, Smriti. Keep rocking, keep spreading love, and keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Thank you. फिर मिलते हैं शेरदिल के अगले एपिसोड में. सुनते रहिए www.friendsdigital.com.